All right. Yeah, we've got a look. That's a good game because it's in the ACC, but this is the game of the night of the two teams when you got uh, Georgia State and Georgia Southern. You could, who needs the records? But the records would indicate this is a big game. And you have Georgia State coming in here at 6-1, Georgia Southern at 5-2. This is a good game here with these two teams in this one. Georgia Southern favored in the game, of course. Take a look here. Georgia Southern now. Well, I'm seeing some significant movement here, actually, worth talking about. So let's get into the breakdown because I'm showing now that Georgia Southern has moved down to even a 1 point favorite at a couple of books, and one offshore has even moved to a pick 'em. I feel almost compelled. I feel like this is steamy at this point, the way this one has moved. I'm showing a pick 'em now at one spot. I better at least move it to one, if not a pick 'em. So Georgia State definitely taking some action here. Hmm. All right. That's what they want to do. For me, I was kind of thinking the other way. But it's too late now. I mean, I've done my handicap. I've investigated, and I wanted to come in on a Georgia Southern here in this one. I don't know if I'm going to get to a premium in either college football game today, quite frankly. But for me on the show here, I'm going to probably take Georgia Southern. We do see some of your picks coming in right now, and it looks like Georgia State for solo. Percent better says he does like Georgia Southern in this one. He expects it to be close. Also sounds like over in the first half here. 4% better. And I know there's some pretty sharp guys on the under here, but I was already looking over in the full game. Again, I don't know. Maybe I've been overindulging in weekday football, and you get excited. You want to play those games, but for me, it's just been mixed results, and so I'm not sure I'm going to get to a premium here tonight. But I'm going to take Georgia Southern in this one. Uh, they're 3-0 straight up at home so far this season. They've scored. I don't know. They're averaging what 43 points per game, maybe even more, 44 points per game at home in those games. So they're also 15-5 against the spread. Their last 20 games as a home favorite. They enjoy a home field advantage for sure. Georgia State 12-7-1 against the spread. I'm sorry, Georgia Southern 12-7-1 against the spread, coming off of a win. 4 of the 5 games so far for Georgia Southern have gone under. 3 of the 4 games for Georgia State have gone under. State has won 6 of the last 8 meetings, covering 5 with 1 push. And this one has gone under in 4 of the last 6. Better's got us covered on that. If you guys just had all the stat, and then I could just sit here and punch out, I wouldn't have to read. That'd be great. Thomas, you and me both. All right, I'm on Georgia Southern here at home in this one. I think for you know they are undefeated at home. This is obviously a big game, and uh, look, percent better talked about some of the Georgia. They have as many passing yards as uh, many teams, right, in the country this year at what 2,200 yards this season. Now 11 picks is something to worry about, and Georgia, uh, Georgia State. You got to be careful with these. Georgia State does protect the ball pretty well, actually, but uh, for me, I just think Georgia Southern. They play plenty of tough teams. Uh, in their little realm. They are 13-6. against the spread against winning teams in their last 19 tries. Georgia State also possesses a strong winning record against winning teams. These are two very good, programs right now, and this one should be a pretty good game. And I think it's reflected also in that total. Let me make sure it's still 62 and a half because I lean over, but I'm just going to go with Georgia Southern here, especially if I'm getting a little bit of a discount. Um, maybe I could find out what the rationale is. I don't think there's any, you know, notes or information kind of saying, you know, uh, the move here to Georgia State. It just doesn't feel like. I just feel like there's could be sharps. I'm not necessarily worried about that. But all right, give me Georgia Southern tonight.